You are such a beautiful vibe.
Yes.
Harmonize waliua hii kitu.
Otile Brown. You're such a beautiful hey Otile. You do your thing.
Naweza imba kweli.
Woman. Hey.
Acha nikwambie mali na ngoja. That's what I know. I don't want to do what Tony did to me last week, this weekend. Tony, wherever you're listening to us from, Tony, you did bad.
But Tony, it's good. Tony, you did good.
Tony disgraced.
You know why? Because it shows how much Richard he loves his roots. Hata kama ajui song hata heri ya kule ulimi.
Tony, God will see you. Tony gave me a very hard night that day. And he's telling me, come, we do something here. I'm very sure this thing will work out. I said, I don't want it. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us, actually.
Thank you so much. This is Radio R 99.2 FM, home of African music. Remember, you can as well join us online. When to join kwa www.cradior.com. Na bado you can join us at Facebook with Radio R FM, YouTube pale bado with Radio R.
Subscribe.
Yeah, please subscribe.
They always do this.
There's always subscribe. Is it on the right or on the left part of subscribement?
I don't know where it is.
But let's see it's here.
For those who are watching, subscribe. For those who are listening, you can just see what we are doing, or you can imagine what you are doing.
You can as well imagine. Lakini usisahau, don't forget to go to Instagram and slide there with your message at Radio R99.2.
You can slide actually on Victoria. It's no problem. We will not read. Just read the hashtag.
But in case
Victoria.
you want to make it public, it's okay.
Okay, it's okay. Yeah, that one is no problem.
Yeah.
You know, these are the things that we always talk here about the sheep. But before we go far, let's give us an S. Give us an S. Before we go down.
Sheep power.
So if you are in any ship, situationship, conditionship, leadership, rulership, membership, relationship,
in any kind of ship you are in, that's what we're talking about today.
And as always, we always want to know what is happening in Stuttgart. Which ship are you here in diaspora? Which ship are you? And when you talk about diaspora, we have friends who are listening to us from United States of America. Right. We have people from Egypt. We have people from Lesotho. We receive everywhere. So whatever you may be listening to us, always, as she said, slide on that DM.
Slide on the DM, direct messages.
Victoria, and tell us, what do you want? What ship do you want us to talk about?
Talking about direct messages, about DM on a serious note, I got this message from a dude. He was asking about the situation that he is in right now. So this is what he wrote. He said that he was in a relationship and he felt for a moment it was like a one-way street relationship.
One-way street relationship, meaning it's the only one person who is going.
He was loving.
The other one is
the other. Yeah, it was. You know, the guy was really in love with this lady.
I understand.
And they thought they were in one ship together. Only for him to you know, and they were rowing. You know, when you're in a ship, you either have the electronic ship where it just, you know, you just navigate, but there's the one which is rowing. You row your boat, so he just got himself that he's alone in this relationship.
You can feel that. Feel that.
So he was like, what should he do? And there's something else that he also said is like, what do you call that? How does he manage as a woman? That's what he was trying to ask me. As a woman, how am I supposed to even talk on behalf of women?
And even to add on that, before we even search for this ship, you know, for our work here on Radio RFM, this show ship is to look for which ship are you in. So before we look for this ship for this lady, he felt that he was working alone, or she felt, or he felt. Who was he? He felt. He felt that he was walking alone on one street alone. So those things happen. It comes around when you are with wherever you are with, and you really feel like this is her, this is what I want. And people would give different comments from wherever they are, but we cannot judge you. We cannot judge you at that by seeing what you are. But sometimes these ships, they can be very complicated, whereby people can actually charge your ship. You can say, these guys, One is going this way and the other one is going on the other end.
Yeah, but basically what happens in that kind of relationship, you know, I was trying to imagine. Now, when he says it's a one-street relationship, I understand with one-way street relationship, that means he was working, like maybe he was being
she was the one who was but the other guy
he was the one who was like buying flowers. He was the one who was initiating every kind of treatment, every kind of good treatment. So you
know, it's difficult to define something like that, because we might say it is a little bit complicated according to the situationship they are in.
Just give us a name. Complication.
It's complicated because if you see I'm going out today with my boys a lot and I don't take you out, or I'm looking for a lady to take out and just tell you, sweetheart, that was just for a night, or that was just for an evening, there must be something there. There must be some complication somewhere there.
Some complication. So that means he should work, or
he should just leave, because if something is from if something is complicated somehow, you don't feel it, you don't feel the vibe, then
you don't feel the vibe, or maybe you're trying to get to that person, you get to,
because you can't force it.
Lakini, so women can also be like that. Me, I thought men are the ones that make us feel like we are in a complicationship. Let me call it like that.
No.
Because most of the time is when you hear women complaining, oh, you know, I cooked last week. You know, I'm always looking good. I'm always putting on those nets, nets thingy when you're going to bed, or looking all fine and all that. Me, I thought it's only men who don't, kumbe women can also put someone into a complication.
Women can put someone into they're the worst ones. Imagine a man coming. Imagine a man coming from work, and he's used to get that kaugali and that kasukuma prepared for supper. And at that day, you come, the kitchen is looking at you. What the Germans always call kalte Küche. Cold kitchen, if you have to translate it, but it's not that the kitchen is cold. No. It's just that there's nothing cooked on that kitchen. Wow. So imagine if that behavior comes up. As a man, you have to think of, because that one is the worst punishment for a man. You know, if you don't know to
because
cook,
of food,
that one is. How many men here can cook?
A lot,
but how many cannot cook? A lot more. Unasikia hata Harmonize kelele mingi za chura azinyimi tembo kunywa maji.
Hapana.
Ujaribu, don't cook for that man. That's the day you are going to know. The men here out here, they don't know how to cook. He's used to coming from office, comes at home and finds nothing cooked. You have punished that man for that whole night. And that one, he might be thinking there's something wrong here. There's something wrong here. So if you find 2 times, 3 times, your relationship is heading to complicationship.
Now that brings me to a next question. Now, if the lady is not cooking for that jama, that means the jama has done something bad.
It can be, but
that means there's something which is missing.
There's something that is missing between the two of them.
Communication.
That is it.
Communication is the key to any kind of ship. In fact, let me give you an S so that you can understand
what we're talking about.
Ship power. So if you are in any ship, situationship, conditionship, leadership, rulership, membership, relationship.
Let me tell you what David is here asking here. Hey, David, thank you so much for watching. But if you're listening to us or watching us, please remind to write where are you listening to us from. If you're in Uganda, Harare, Zimbabwe, please let us know so that we can just try to let the people know where you are watching us from, where you are listening to us from.
Correct.
Dave is asking actually here, very, very nice. I have seen, he's giving a situation actually. He's coming up from a situation. I have seen Dave and Claire together a lot recently. They going out, and then he told us, don't think so, they're just in a complicationship. So this is what I was talking about from that earlier page. I think George is trying to tell us Dave is trying to go back to where I told you. How do you realize that you are in this complicationship? How do people charge you to see that you are in this complicationship? So there's some things maybe Dave and Claire did that people could have said, these guys are in a complicationship.
In a complicationship.
Yes.
Okay, but on the other hand, I'm trying to think. Okay, with the guy who was. Thank you so much, Dave. By the way, thank you so much. And with kind of when it comes to complicationship.
Yes.
When you find yourself in a complicationship, it's okay to ask yourself questions. Like, what did I do right? Kwanza, it's the thing is, by the way, let's go to human beings. We are always trying to think about negativity.
Yes.
What did I do wrong? Lakini, what did you do right? It's good because even when you start the communication, you can tell that person, okay, you did good. Sorry, you did this good in this, you did bad in this. Yeah, you did great in this. You did an awesome issue on this.
Yes.
And then you go just ask yourself, what bad did I do? What wrong did I do?
Yes.
How can I make it worse or how can I correct it?
Yes.
It's up to you to communicate. But if there are some things which are not communicatable.
There's some things that are not communicatable, but I think seeking a second mind, I always prefer this. There's a friend of yours. There's always a friend. Your wife, your husband can be a very good friend of yours, but there is always a very good friend of yours. And let me tell you for free today, if you are married and you have single friends, restrain from that.
Thank you very much. That is also something that one should talk about it.
Because the way these single ladies and men are ticking is not the way married people are taking.
No, because when you're in a marriage, you're already in a companionship.
That is it.
You're already in a company. You're already in either you're the ruling part or you're the nini. I've seen a lot of marriages by the breaking because they have included those single people.
Singlehood. Like, so many singlehood friends in a relationship. It doesn't work very well.
Kwanza those ones. You can imagine you're having a single friend
who wants to roll out every Friday.
And akue and maybe kwanza if you're not lucky that person be jealous of your relationship.
I'm telling you, ataribu. Hey, utawekelewa John ukiwa na Brian.
John tena.
Ni Kevin and John, they are naughty names.
Kevin no akina Kevu na Johnny.
Hata Brayo, hata John.
Brayo. We au majina. We. Kwanza those ones
keep off.
Ile mbaya.
I changed mine. So let me tell you something else that someone is liking here. If you want to know that you are in a complicationship, that is what he's saying. Where are these people? They seem like they are dating. They are not dating. They are just trying to going in on her. But sometimes these people, if you enter in a relationship, you want to enter fully. Dedicate
yourself.
Right? But now, if I have a lot going in my life, you have a lot going in your life.
Right.
There's no relationship you're going in.
No.
You're going into a complication relationship. Why? You are thinking about your problems.
Right.
I'm thinking about my problems.
Yeah.
We are not thinking about us.
No.
That way you're gonna fall into a complication.
You're going to fall because you're not even having the same mentality.
Everybody is thinking otherwise.
Everybody is thinking everybody is thinking about something else. The other person is thinking about something else.
Yes.
Cause of complication. Why do you even get to something like that? Now, surely, when people don't love yourself, okay, sorry, maybe I'm being too raw, but when you don't love yourself,
it's just that they are not quite sure of what they are doing. They're not quite sure of where they entered. They're not quite sure of what they started.
Okay, then let me assume that this thing is it's these people that do that kind of thing. Yes. They are younger human beings, whereby they don't even know what they're doing with their lives. Younger, I mean under 20s.
That is it.
As from 20s, I don't expect you to go into a relationship.
To do what?
And on any kind of thing, only for it to end up to be a complicationship, just because you don't know what you want from a relationship. Is it try and error?
And let me tell you, if you know, you need to know this is a complicated relationship. This is a complication. This is a ship where two people enter with a reason.
With a reason.
I'm coming for money. I'm not coming for love. I'm coming for sex.
That's one is a complication.
It has to be complicated because you two people, you came into my life for only one reason. You did not come for us. You did not come for love. You only came for money. You only came for that.
So that is that what we call sponsorship? Spoja, Mubaba.
Mbaba, we have talked about it. I'm telling you, that's what it can be sponsorship.
Maybe we should talk about that with the Mubaba ship. How it happens with
those things are coming up next year. Just join us here on the Home of African Music. I'm telling you, you're gonna get it 111. So these people are heading to a complication
Situation.
Yeah, or a situation. I like that word. A situation where everything is going to be complicated. Because that person came into your life for only a reason. He just wanted something out of you. Fair no. That's where the guy who said he felt that he was
a one-way street.
At the end of the day, you are going to be one street. Because that other guy came for a reason. Here in diaspora, we see it very well. And they end up in a complicated relationship. How many people have you seen here going to our white friends for only one reason?
For money.
Not for money.
And company.
For our visas. Papier. After a long time, you stay here. You finish it.
Because of the stay. By the it gets into a complicationship. By the if you get into a relationship and you don't know. Now let's go to this new Kweli. Right now I'm thinking about it. New Kweli, if you get into a situationship and you don't know, you're going there with one aim. For example, like he said with the Diaspora Chronicles. Say by the way, talking of Diaspora Chronicles, I don't think you want to miss it for next weekend.
Go and watch it.
Wait, we'll go on YouTube and watch it next time. It's hot, like hotness. Now let's go to the Diaspora Chronicles when it comes to sheep. Mukienda kwa sheep and you just want to go. You just want to get there because of papia, makaratasi, because you want to stay, because you want, I don't know, visa, sijui nini. And then you get into a situation and then it will be a one-way street and equally that one is going to lead you to a complication.
It's a complication, a very street one. That's why I'm telling you. There's so many things that you can look at it and see you are falling into a complicationship.
Make sure you don't give yourself stress in between. Let's listen to some Otile Brown.
I'm telling you. Aisha, you see this led actually into a complicationship because Harmonize was going to look for Aisha and Otile Brown went to look for Aisha. At the end of the day, they met there. So Aisha was just somehow now who? At the end of the day, they ended up. It was a very complicated one. Everybody
remember the complication ship. By the way, talking of complication ship, it has destroyed a lot of people.
A lot.
Because you see, when you get into you get into something that you don't even know what you're doing. First of all, that is sickness. Let's start from there.
That's it.
Even you gonjwa, that's so selfish. I find it so selfish, and you know what? It's going to destroy the other person's
a lot
mentality of way of thinking when it comes to the next relationship. Now with this dude that sent me a message about him feeling like it is a one-way street way of relationship, how do you expect him to go to the next relationship thinking?
Very complicated.
Because first of all, maybe he's going to over expect things, and then he's going all the time. The thing is, as human beings, if we expect something always, do you know it's always very bad. Sababu, it's going to. The more you expect, the more you get disappointed. The more you lose interest about this life, and you know what follows there. Atutaki kwenda. We are not going to go that far. But complicationship, if you're going to get to a complication, if you're going to get into a relationship, make sure you have a very clear mind on what you're getting. You're sober in what you want, because we don't want anybody that is going to get into sickness. One is going to think depression. One is going to think, oh, I'm not good enough for anybody. And then you end up seeing a lot of people being hurt around here in this world, because hurting one person hurt others.
Very complicated issues. Agnes is here saying love, relationship, marriage is not a battlefield. That's what I read somewhere. I agree. No one should die there.
No, to die where?
To die there in that relationship. If you find it's heading to a complicationship,
New Kweli, move run for your life. Take your sandals, Madam, Mister, take your sandals.
That is it.
Run. Kimbia kabisa, because it's not by it's because you're not going to love. Okay, let's be honest here. You know, the thing is, when you love someone, I understand when the one with street persons. When you love with someone, you're not even going to think about, I don't know what has he done wrong.
Sure.
You're not even going to think about, now for example, this guy, before he sent me a message, I'm trying to think he had already given it a chance and again and again, and it did not work out the way he wanted. So when it comes to love, sometimes it's always good to give yourself time. Come on, somebody has hurt you, Nisawa, but give yourself time before running out, because it's good to just give yourself time to absorb everything, absorb those complicationship, know what kind, because the more you stay there, it's good to see what you want next time and to see what you don't want to go next time. If you are able to jump and run. But if you're the kind of person who has to stay and observe to know what you would like for the next one and not what to like, so with the complicationship, sasa hata sijui tutaanza wapi, tutaendelea wapi.
Lakini pia ukisikia kitu ingine tofauti, if you want to know that kuna complicationship ya relationship mahali, then there must be kitu inaitwa usherati. Kuna mtu alienjoywa. You see now if you see usherati coming into your relationship, your relationship will automatically
you have to tell us what usherati, like
usherati.
In what
How
manner?
Can we define this manner usherati? Usherati is somewhere, it's very easy to explain usherati.
Tell me.
Usherati is I don't feel your vibe. Okay?
Usherati. Well, okay, by then ukweli ni usherati.
I don't feel your vibe. You know usherati. I'm chatting all the time. Wewe unapika, mimi na chat, ukikuja nina hide phone. Hiyo ni usherati.
Shindwe pepo mbaya.
That one is usherati. That's what I'm saying. You see, this thing we call complicationship is not something that we are going to define so deeply. Some things happen here whereby your man is always on the phone with who, and you are there.
Saying what?
He's always outside on the club with who?
We doing what?
So things start the way. In that way, your relationship is leading somewhere where you have to think far before usherati.
Or those people who go and disappear on the weekends.
And they come Monday, like now. I have to be in
the devil is a liar.
No.
Kwanza wenye disappear walienda kama Yesu on Friday wakafufuka
Monday.
Ulikuwa wapi?
Si tulienda kuzika Yesu ama alikuwa anafufuka?
Nyinyi ndio mnaleta complicationship, hata sijui. Hii ndio usherati ya shikana.
Monchoka.
The way you just hold each other, the way you just hold with that's the way Major said. Hivyo venye mumeshikana, the way you're just holding, the way you just went on Friday, and then you came back on Monday.
Go potea.
Nenda.
Lakini sometimes I understand men. That one is not a complicationship when men like now Valentine's Day, men go to men conference. That's not a complication. We are not going to a complicationship. Men are going to be taught on how to avoid complicationship.
Sawa, hiyo tuliagree. Those are the men's conferences.
Yes, and when now we come to Easter, and now we are going to help Jesus to carry his cross.
Hatuna nini stame.
No. Jesus carried the cross alone.
So you are going to help him to carry the cross?
Yes, that's why men go on Friday, they come back on Tuesday. You don't believe this? So on Friday, Good Friday, that's why it's called Good Friday. When men meet to go and discuss on how they're going to help Jesus carry the cross. And then we come back on Tuesday. We are not going to any complication. We are not going to cause any mayhem to any relationship. Did I say the word mayhem? Hey.
Kwanza hii jina mayhem umetoka wapi? What is that?
I don't know. We just got to learn about it. So that's how we get to learn not to enter into these complicationships like our friends here, so that our women may feel safer. We are with the Lord on Easter. We are with the Lord. On Valentine's Day, we go to learn on how to give our women some orogenezo to avoid complicationship in our
Okay,
relationship.
sawa. The men have already told us
Yes.
that they go to when they go to conferences between 12th and 16th of February.
Yes, yes.
And they also go to help the Lord Jesus to carry the cross.
Yes.
How that happens? Staki kujua, but you're not going to hata tusinini tusiargue, si ndio mami?
Yes.
We don't argue on it. What you're going to do is that we are going also to disappear and reappear with pregnancy, just like Mary and Joseph.
So why do you reappear with pregnancy? Why?
See, I was given by the Holy Spirit.
No, this is the day.
No, you helped the Lord Jesus Christ to carry cross. I'm also allowed to carry pregnancy for Holy Ghost.
Sure. Talking about.
But he's staying in the local with those with the Mubabas.
No, let me tell you something here. People have just written so many comments, and someone is advising us to tell the people here on how things are going on. How do you deal? Wait, let me just read the way it is.
Just read the way it is.
If you have figured out that you are in a relationship that is not simple and happy as it feels, you need to know how to deal with it, like a complication relationship. Someone is saying here now, advising for those who are in a complicationship, don't give up. How?
Me, I should stay with something that is not even trying to give time.
He's telling
for
us
me.
here, don't give up.
So don't give up on what? On yourself or on the relationship?
Don't give
or
up.
Complicationship.
Because they saying the first thing that you do when you realize you're in a relationship is you give up. Okay, so don't give up. The first thing is to run away, as we said.
When you find out that it's a complicationship.
But if you see there's any hope in that relationship, you should find ways to stick with that partner. So what do we advise?
We are going to go back again to the one thing that we said, communication.
That's it. So he's saying it's continuing. Why don't give up is you don't want to hurt yourself.
Okay, so
you are avoiding
it's getting interesting. Okay,
so you are avoiding to hurt yourself. The next thing, to stay in a complication relationship, communication is the Schlüssel.
Key is the key. It's just like the thing that I said before.
Yes.
There are people who sometimes when you have to get out of a hurting situation, there are those people who really, they can just take their sandals and run. Like,
that is it.
From kufunga wa macho. And then there is those people who, sometimes I'm that kind of a person. If I get hurt, I just don't chomoka. I just don't run away. I just give you first, second, third, fourth. I'll give even 100 chances. Because I love learning to see.
Are you this way?
Yeah, I love to learn to see what I would like. What I would like in the next relationship. Yani, if that person is not willing to change, and if I see that person is not willing to change, I'll just sit down or just stay with that person and just watch that person how he's going to behave. And then for me, I'll be taking notes like, this is what I don't want for the next relationship.
Sure.
I don't, and I'll also go back to myself like, oh, Vicky, I did something right by loving this person, because loving somebody, it feels good. It's good to love, to be in a relationship.
Yes, the origins.
The origins. It feels so good to be in a relationship. It feels so good to love. So I'll first say, okay, Victoria, you did a very right thing. Victoria, you also did something good by staying with that person, like giving them chances. Now, what don't you want? What would you like to work on with yourself? For me, I'll be like, okay, I made a mistake by showing this guy that it's okay for him not to communicate with me wakati Jesus is going to Easter holidays ama those men's conference. I'll be like, no, for the next relationship, I know I don't want for that kind of thing.
You want your man to be home.
I want my man, if it's not home, let's go at least give me 2 or 3 days.
I love that. The third point, set up a few boundaries if you want to stay in a complication relationship.
Thank you. That's what I mean. That is the thing I'm saying. I'll by learning, it's just setting boundaries.
Yes, because every relationship comes out with a package. That's why.
It's out. Yeah, so you set boundaries. The next one.
The next one, if you want to stay in a complicationship, think of the good times only.
That's the thing I'm saying. Thank you. Thank you, my brother, my sister, whoever
I don't know the name.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Take the next one. Take some time off.
Yeah.
When everything is getting messy, it is best to call for some time off. I agree with that. If you see you are arguing, your wife is at 180, you are at 210. You're on the highway.
Men can be
Heading to
210.
complications. Yes,
Okay.
men can be 210.
Hey.
You are heading to a complication relationship.
Eh,
As a man or as a woman. If you
waka.
realize you are at around
have
10,
break. Love not by
have
force.
a break. Love will not be.
By force.
Take some time off.
Really, break is always good because it just gives you time to think,
Yes.
time to rethink, and time to think before you talk.
Time to think before you talk.
Because the tongue is something is boneless, but the kind of thing that can be removed by this thing.
I love that. So, as we conclude here, Victoria, give some people the key takeaways from today's show so that people can know what's happening out there. We prepared this for you guys. Some key takeaways. If you are in a complicationship, if you are in a situationship, if you are in a messy ship, if you are in a work ship like Anita Richards here, but I stopped. If you are in that ship that you are in since this is our 6th episode, I guess. Check us out on YouTube.
And on www.cradior.com.
I'm telling you.
Don't forget about the Instagram.
Yes,
you can always
99.2
slide
FM.
the M's and tell us what you think about the relationship. What kind of relationship are you in? What would you like to know about it more? And don't forget also to check us on YouTube. Remember to subscribe. Anyway, with the
Abonnieren.
keys, abonnieren, in
Abonnieren.
German.
Abonnieren.
Abonnieren.
Yes.
In the key takeaways, this is what I'm going to say. A relationship can be considered complicated if the partners want to keep it a secret. Let me tell you, relationship, it's like pregnancy.
It's pregnancy.
You're going to hide it the first 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months.
Then
The
it's
9th
up.
month, is out. So if you want, now you can imagine if you're hiding the pregnancy. How is it even possible? Kwa Kikuyu we say neteire guo. It has already thrown clothes. Neteire guo.
Neteire guo.
Imeteire guo. It has thrown clothes. Because it's so big. Alafu ya pili, lack of commitment can make a relationship complicated in the long run.
That is it.
Lack of commitment. That means with the guy that he just sent me a message saying that it's a one-way relationship.
Well,
That one
sharp.
can lead to
Warrior.
complicationship. It is important to establish open communication with your partner if the relationship begins to show signs of complications. Communication is the what?
Is Shilosel key.
With that, I wish you a great evening. Remember, this is Radio R 99.2 FM with this ship with me, Queen Victoria, and my fellow guy, CR.
Richards here, I'm telling you. Join us next week, each and every Wednesday. Today we are a little bit late, but next week on Wednesday we might be on time. Take care of yourself until next week.
Tunawapenda.
Usherati by X-ray. Utaniwa fit.
Lakini kwa naume wako nini hakupendi kusema watu. Sema tell them that you love them.
I love you guys. I love you guys all the way. I love you.
22 FM. This is Radio R. Home of African music.
WhatsApp.